Namaste friends, welcome to Learn with She, empowered by Magic Needles. This is the first of the series in the knitting, and we are going to learn different methods of casting on for our knitting projects. So I have casted on a few stitches onto this needle. Let us learn how to do this. First and the foremost basic step is to make a slip knot. And this is the first stitch of your project. And then this is a short tail method because we are having a short tail over here. Now wrap the working yarn over the index finger onto the left of the left hand, and holding the needle in the right, insert the needle from bottom up and pull up the loop. Again, this is the simplest of the simple casting on. Once you have casted on the required number of stitches, you can go ahead with your project of knitting. So the basic stitches in knitting are knitting and purl, and with these two stitches we make wonders and wonderful projects. So this is one method. The next method I shall show you the knitting way of casting on. For that we use two needles. Okay, the first and the foremost basic step is make a slip knot, and this is always going to be your first stitch of your project. Now holding this needle with your left hand, so don't use a shorter tail end. This is going to be the working yarn. Now pick up the other needle onto your right hand. Insert your needle from bottom to top underneath the first loop and hold both. Wrap the yarn around the needle you have inserted and make it come closer to the loop here, and pull out the loop from this loop onto the hook on the needle here, and now pull up a little to the top, pull up a little height, and now insert the left hand needle from bottom up, not this way, from bottom up. This is the loop that is facing you. This is the yarn that is facing you. The other side of the yarn forms the back side of the loop, the front side of the loop, but bottom up. You pick up and pull. Again, yarn over, pull up, hold, don't make it too tight, because in knitting usually we cast on with a smaller size needle and then work with one size larger needle. That gives a better finish for the bottom edge. So once the required number of stitches are casted on, you can start working with your project stitches. Now let us go to the third method. basic is always make a slip knot. And this particular method gives you a better edging, bottom edging. Okay, so we are going to do the same knitting method, but it's done in a little different way. This is going to be your first stitch of your project. The second stitch we are going to do the normal knitting way. Hold it. Your needle, right hand needle, should always go underneath the left hand needle while doing the knitting method. Pull up. Yeah. Having placed these two stitches onto the needle in the left side, insert the right hand needle in between these two. Not inside the stitch, in between these two stitches, and do the normal knitting method. And now again insert your needle in between the second and the third. Don't make it too tight. The stitches have to be a little loose. Sorry, I split the yarn. So in this way you can cast on the required number of stitches onto the needle and start working with your project. Now let us go to the next method of casting on. It is called as a long tail method. So what we do is we leave a long tail that is enough to cast on the required number of stitches and make a slip knot. And we slip this knot into the needle. Now, so this short tail we are going to have it over our thumb and the long tail over our index finger. So we are going to hold our yarns in this way. This is the working yarn. Working yarn will be over our index finger and the short tail onto the thumb, both these on the left hand. I am a right-handed person, so I am holding this in the left hand. Now this needle you have to take underneath the yarn on the thumb from bottom up. Again push it up and go underneath the yarn onto your index finger from right to left and bring this loop under the loop of the yarn on the thumb and leave it. So the first is your slip stitch, second stitch is made. Again hold, I shall demonstrate again. Sorry. Hold. So in this method, you can cast on the required number of stitches onto the needle and then transfer the needle to the left hand or the hand, whichever hand we are working. If you're a left-handed person, you'll have it in the right hand and start working. I'm a right-handed person, so I have the casted on stitch and the needle onto my left hand and then start working your stitches. Alternatively, in this long tail method, we can also have double yarn. Double yarn and make a slip knot. This will give a little thicker base edge actually. So hold these two yarns. This is a shorter edge. Hold it onto the thumb and this working yarn on your index finger. Hide this tail here. Now the method is the same as the long tail method. So it gives a thicker edge. So in this fashion, you can cast on the required number of stitches onto the needle and start working your knitting project. So this is how the thickness of the edge will be when you make it with double strand on your as a long tail. Thank you friends for viewing this small effort of ours. Hope you like this video and the small effort too. If you happen to be the first time viewer for our channel, please do subscribe to our channel. Do not forget to click on the bell icon so that you're notified of the videos that we upload every other day. I shall be back with the second step of the video, that is how to knit and how to purl, how to make knit stitches and purl stitches.